Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who've been following my astral adventures, know that I'm on a mission right now to contact the Urmah and the Astral and have some face-to-face interactions and conversations with them. And the last we left off, I had set up a beacon on top of a building into the Astral, and I had hailed an Urmah ship, which I believe was the avian one, although the avian one is U-shaped. This ship I saw above the cloud cover. I could only see part of the ship, and it was the front of it. It looked kind of like a boomerang. So it could have been the avian one. It could have been the scout ship. I have no idea. Regardless, it was an Urmah ship, and you know, I just went back there, and I want to give you guys, while it's fresh in my head, the full interaction of what happened. Okay, because I am seriously perplexed right now. I don't know the next step that I should take, and I need your help in order to figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what happened step by step from when I entered the astral, and then when I woke up in my bubble, my astral bubble, I'll call it, because it's like a place where you do like your processing of what just happened, you know, and and then I'll leave it to you guys to put in the comments your suggestions, advice, or whatever. But I'm seriously humbled by what I just experienced. Now, let me explain. Okay. So, I entered the astral like I normally do, in these in between states of consciousness. And in these in between states of consciousness, I'm semi aware of what's going on in my bed, feeling my body in my bed, and also I'm aware of my astral body as well. It's this in between state, okay? And, it took some time to enter my astral body fully. And when I say enter my astral body, obviously I'm just talking about letting go of the idea of my physical body and having a new idea that I have a different kind of body that can do different kind of things. Okay, an astral body. So I entered the astral, and when I did, I immediately noticed that I was being interfered with by three regressive entities that were chatterboxing, basically. They were talking about mundane things that I had no interest in at all. Okay. And they were very loud. So they were trying to interfere with my mental capacity to focus. So I had to realize that those were not me. Those voices were not mine, which was very easy to notice. And I shifted my point of attention away from those voices, so I quieted them down. They disappeared from my mind, and I was able to focus and concentrate. From that point forward, it was a lot easier to get deeper into the astral realm in these in between states. So basically, in order to go where I wanted to, where the beacon was, well, first I had to find the beacon. So I entered the astral realm, and I need to find the beacon. Now, let me say this. I thought the beacon was on like a mirror Earth type thing, but I don't think this beacon is on Earth. I hope this is okay saying this. and we'll get into this, is the information that I'm divulging. So anyway, I don't know where it is in the astral. I mean, I do, but I can't say that it's on this planet or that planet. But the beacon seems to be on a different planet. Anyway, so I entered the astral with the main intention of finding this beacon and getting beamed up to the ship to have a face-to-face interaction here with an Urmah. And when so I was trying to find the beacon. When I was trying to find the beacon, I had to go through a lot of portals. And I ended up in this icy world with extraterrestrials that did not look human at all, or they had some human aspects, but they were definitely not human. And they were like trying to get me into like this group that I didn't want to join. It was like a holding camp or something. So I felt like they were trying to trap me. And so I portaled out of there. And then I got to this planet where the beacon exists. And I realized when I spawned on this planet, I noticed that, okay, this is the same planet that I was on, or this was the same place in the astral, around the same frequency zone, let's say. I was in the same frequency zone as the beacon was, and I could tell that intuitively. And I noticed that I had a bulging in my pocket, and I pulled it out, and it was a telescope. Okay, so I opened the telescope, and I realized that this telescope it was like a radar. It could scan for where this beacon was to go see the Urmah. So I pulled out the telescope. I scanned around this astral frequency zone, and I found the beacon. So I portaled and portaled and portaled all the way to the beacon. Once I got there, again, it was way up on top of this building, so I had to fly up there. But the ceilings and the buildings and everything kept on coming in and getting in my way and coming in and getting in my way. So clearly something was trying to prevent me from getting to this beacon. Okay. So that was a whole ordeal. Mentally removing all of these blocks, which manifest as ceilings or walls that get in the way from me, and in this case the beacon, me and my goal, in this case getting to the beacon. Okay, so I finally made it to the beacon, and there were 2 overlays there, and I just learned this term overlay. Apparently an overlay is an extraterrestrial being that takes the appearance of a human or of somebody you know in the astral. Okay. So there were 2 overlays watching this beacon. Now, I am going to say that I am not sure that I was the one that set this beacon up in the first place. I feel like it was probably already been there and people might already be using it, and I just got the idea not from me. I didn't come up with the idea apparently. So this beacon and so I wanted to enter the beacon to get beamed up, basically. And this is where the perplexing, situation started that I need your help figuring out. Okay. It was very humbling too, because apparently my intentions weren't right. So I wasn't frequency compatible with getting beamed up. Basically, this is what happened. I saw the beam, and it was beautiful, and it was bright, and the beam changed. It changed. It was like this beautiful bright thing, and then it narrowed down to this very thin line, very transparent thin line, but I could still see the outside shape of it. Very concentrated beam, and it was a tractor beam, and I knew that it was a tractor beam. And I saw a guy, a black male human, maybe in his 50s or 60s, run over to the beam, and he got beamed up. Okay? So I saw that that was possible or whatever, and so I was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So I went over to the beam, and I stood in the beam, and it felt great. I was like, okay, take me up, basically. But I didn't go up. I just stayed in the beam. And then I heard voices and stuff say that my frequency wasn't uh, in alignment with getting beamed up, basically. That I had to check my intentions. That what were my intentions? And so it didn't work. I didn't get beamed up onto the ship. So now I'm thinking, why don't the Urmah want to talk to me, or do they? But they want me to go through leaps and jump through hoops and or to do it in a correct way. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking many different possible scenarios here. Okay. So let's see. Number one, I was kind of like in a rush to get this done because I wanted to make a YouTube video on it, because I know that there are certain people that are waiting to hear what the next adventure is. So my intentions could have been wrong because I wanted to, because YouTube was involved, because making the video was involved, and now part of my intention for going and getting beamed on the ship was to make a YouTube video. So that could be a wrong intention right there. I was also I've got to cut the video short here. I'll make another one. Thank you for watching.